All right, well, now I'm going to talk about one of the scariest things, if not the scariest thing about being a goalie, is the 5-meter penalty shot. They are supposed to score this. Field players should score every 5-meter. It should be a goal for them. So the stuff that I'm going to tell you about how to block 5 meters, it's mostly psychological. And you want to make the field player think they can't score. Or you just want to cover as much of the cage as you can. So maybe, just maybe, they accidentally shot it at your arm. So if you're getting scored on by a lot of 5 meters, don't feel bad about it. Don't get down on yourself because they're supposed to. Like, if they don't, that's on them. Like, good for you if you were the one that blocked it, but it's really just hey, you really just missed. So we, as goalies, we just kind of need to cover what we can, which isn't very much. So on a 5-meter, as you know, you have to start on the goal line. With your head on the goal line. One of the ways to kind of beat this, you want to cheat out. If you're able to get farther out of the cage, you make the cage look smaller behind you. See, I have this window behind me. I'm covering a good bunch of it. If I back up into it more, I don't cover as much. Or if I come out farther, I cover even more. So that's the concept. You're on the goal line. You want to get out. So there's a few different methods for doing this. One, you can try cheating out. You watch the ref. The ref will normally go like this before they blow the whistle for the 5-meter. They'll put a hand up. They won't do this all the time, and one of the refs will do it, not the other. So I wouldn't always do this, but you can be on the goal line and then just move out really slow. Another thing is you can start out. If you start in your normal goalie spot at that arm's length distance, the refs will tell you to back up. There's nothing wrong with that. If the refs have to tell you to back up 20 times, they can't give you a card or a penalty for that. So you can start out that distance out of the goal, and they say, goalie, back up. Goalie, back up. Goalie, back up. And this not only, it's like maybe the ref will give you that space, but it's just getting into the field players' heads, the shooter's head. You want them to not be sure of if they can make it or not. So that's a good thing to do. I do that on every 5-meter. I don't do the other one. I do that. When the actual shot comes, there's a few things you can do. One of them is just react. Just like any other shot. You're here. You wait. Whistle blows. Then you come back. Follow through. You go for it, and you just try to get the ball. The next one is just pick a side. It's 50-50. They're either going to go one way or they're going to go the other way. So if you lunge one way, either you're going to get it, or you're got a much better chance of getting it, or you're just going to be wrong. Remember, they're supposed to score anyway, so this isn't going to hurt anything. And then you can bait the goal. So if the window behind me is the goal, I'm roughly in the center right now. But you can bait the field player by being off. So if you're off, the goalie, the field player, the shooter will say to themselves, look how open this section of the goal is. Can I shoot there? Some players will shoot there, and some players just won't know what to do because they know you're screwing with their heads. This is all just to get into their heads. Concept of baiting, you're over here, you think they're going to shoot there, you lunge there, and just kind of go for that. But some people actually shoot to this small side over here because they know what you're doing. But either way, it's just another way to get the field players to think. Right? The last method, and my personal favorite, is you just get as big as you can. This works better or worse depending on how big you are. I'm roughly 6 foot, so I have some size. So what you do is you get your hips behind you. You don't want them in front of you. You want or underneath you, and behind you, and you want real heavy on your arms. You want a lot of arms, whitewater. When the shooter shoots, you want to get both arms up. There's two different ways to do this. You can either jump out and up and then chop down, or you can go down and pull up. I prefer coming up and then chopping down. So you just come, as soon as the whistle blows and that guy goes to shoot, you get up as big as you can. So you're... Let me fix this. So you're back in the cage, they go, you do a big breaststroke kick and a push with your arms, and you get up huge, as big as you can and as far out as you can, really cutting off that angle. If it was a high corner, you try to stretch one way or the other from there. If it ended up being a low corner, you try to chop down on it. So you're here, if it's a low corner, you're coming up, and you try to just push yourself in that direction. If it's a high corner, try to stay up long enough to do that. This is just covering a lot of cage. It makes you look really big in the cage. So that kind of scares some field players because they're like, I don't know what I can shoot at anymore. They're covering all of it. So that's what I do on 5 meters. And I've gotten field players to miss just by doing the mind game stuff, but I'm still going to call that and be on them of not knowing how to play. So if they make it, don't feel bad, because remember, they're supposed to make all